So the first step is highlight the table. How to highlight the table? You don't have to highlight the table manually. What you can do is, if I go to level 2, I've written a keyboard shortcut Control A. Okay, so Control A means you can highlight the entire data. That means you put your cursor over here and Control A. So now Control A means you are highlighting the entire table. All right. The next step is I go to data. So can you see this data ribbon? Maybe you can type number 2 if you can see data ribbon. Okay, so once you go data ribbon, there's a section called get and transform data. And over here, you have the feature called from table/range. Okay, so it says that click from table/range. Okay, so what I do is I click this. The moment I click this, you will notice that a small box will appear. Okay, I have written here a box will appear. Press OK, but before I press OK, you will notice that you will be navigated to Power Query. That means when I press OK, and then you will go to a Power Query editor. Okay, the name of this file is called Power Query Editor. I'm going to click 2018, and then I go towards my right hand side. I press the shift button. Okay, in your keyboard, you have the shift button. I press shift and I click here. Okay, I press shift, I click here. What does it mean? It means you are highlighting the entire table. That means from 2018, from 2021. Okay, again, I repeat. That means now I press 2018, you are highlighting 2018. And I press the shift button and I click here. So now you have 2018 until 2021. The next step is I go to transform. Okay, I go to transform. Can you see unpivot column? Okay, so right, so I click unpivot column. So if you notice over here, before I click unpivot column, you will notice that now we have 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Right. What happens if I press unpivot? When I press unpivot, you will notice that all your columns, all your 4 different columns will appear into one column. Can you see the difference? If you can see the difference, maybe you can type number 6 in the chat box. That means all the years, it will appear into one column, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this name to FY. That means financial year. So financial year, and then I'm going to put this as currency. I click this and I change to currency. So it's up to you. You want to put Indian rupees, or you want to put US dollar, or you want to put Ringgit Malaysia scan. All right. Basically, it's up to you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to home and I'm going to press close and load. Okay. So now it will load towards a different data. So basically now this is your data right now. So you have the football club, you have the revenue items, you have the financial year, and you have the currency. So with this data, basically you can create a pivot table and a dashboard. Meaning to say, okay, maybe I'll just highlight all this. I go to insert, I go to pivot table. Okay, maybe I put existing worksheet. And I just put it over here. And there you go. So now we have a pivot table. So basically you can create a dashboard. Dashboard meaning to say, I put my football club over here and I put my currency over here and I can just put my financial year over here. So with this, what I can do is I can just format these things, format these numbers, right click, format cells, and then I go to accounting format, no symbol, 0 decimal places, and there you go. Okay, and this is our data, and I'm going to create a dashboard. Okay, a simple dashboard. So something like this. So I'll just remove this. Okay, so it's something like this, and then I just click on this button, right click, I go to hide all fields. So now you have this data. I remove this and I'm going to click this. Click on the chart element. Chart element, like as usual, I'll just remove the grid lines. I'll remove the legend and I'll just put data label. So now you have this data label, and then what I'm going to do is this total, I'm just going to put here equal all. All right. But of course, sometimes this title is not right? So maybe what I put is, I'm going to put a different title. Maybe I put it financial performance in. Okay, so I'm going to put this equal, I press this K1 and all. So you have this, maybe I'll just put some space, Prostophy, space, Prostophy, and okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to press here equal, and I'm going to press here over here. Okay, so financial performance is all. Of course, it might be misleading, but what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click this, pivot chart analyze, go to insert slicer, and then I'm going to click financial year and revenue items. So I click this. So now you have these two dashboards over here, two slicer. And I'm going to do, just say if I click 2020, so now the title shows financial performance in 2020. So if just say I click 2021, you will notice that financial performance in 2021. And then you can just click this. You can actually understand the data instantly. But of course, all these shows the same color, which is not a professional presentation, right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click this, and I'm going to press right click. So when I press right click, can you see the line called format data series? Right. So you click on the format data series, and you will notice on your right hand side, there is format data series. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click on this fill and line icon. Okay, so I'm going to click this icon. Can you see this fill line? So I'm going to click this, and I'm going to tick vary colors by point. So when I tick this, you will notice that all this data is different colors. Okay, so if just say you have a negative, you can actually tick this as well. Basically, it's up to you. All right, so all this data is here. So now if just say I click 2018, so 2018 shows that Manchester United has the highest performance. If I click 2019, it shows that Manchester City has the highest performance.